name is Scott Wiechmann. I am the VFW Department Chairman for Scouting for the state of Minnesota. I met Eric about 4 years ago, sound right? 4 or 5? And at that time, I was the district chairman for 1st District, which is southern Minnesota, in the same council area as Eric's. And I reached out to him, and we've been working together with the scouting program supported through our post 1216, and then also through 1st District. You know, the VFW is like your organization and kind of all organizations right now that rely on volunteers and community support and, you know, getting memberships. We struggle with that, and I think the Scouts do too. I'm sure getting, you know, volunteers to help do things and fundraising and stuff like that. So that's something that our post certainly has supported the council out of my area with. Just a little history, the VFW has been involved in scouting since 1915. They helped form the first troop in Everett, Washington. So we've been doing this as long as we've been a VFW. Scouting has been part of the VFW mission program to support your organization. And for whatever reason, I think that partnership or our support is kind of wavered at times, and it's something that I've made a priority for our VFW to reinvest in the Scouts in the state and support you as best we can. That being said, you know, all VFWs aren't created equal. Some have outside funding available for scouting, some do not. Probably most of them do. But even if they can't support it financially, they can still support your programs and help in other ways to help your units. When I started this, the state scholarship for scouting was $100 for the state winner. And I thought it was a misprint, that they just left a 0 off or something. And I come to find out, no, that wasn't the case. That's actually what they had down for the scholarship for Scout of the Year. And we have another program, Patriots Pen, Voice of Democracy, that that scholarship for the state of Minnesota is $3,000, and for national, it's $30,000. So there's some real inequity there, and I believe the scouting program is every bit as important as that other program. So my goal is to start gradually increasing what we can help with at the state level. And so I was able to get the VFW to raise their scholarship for Scout of the Year to $1,000 for first place, $300 for second, and I'm sorry, $200 for second and $100 for third. And I will continue to press our organization to raise those up until we are equivalent with the other program that we do. So how do you get into the Scout of the Year? It's really pretty easy. They just need to be an Eagle Scout, be in high school, and meet the requirements that the Boy Scout sets up for them to be an Eagle Scout. That's the criteria for them to be eligible for Scout of the Year in the VFW. I just went on to our webpage and looked on there again and checked everything out. And if you go to, these are some of the information that you need. If you go to www.VFW Headquarters, Minnesota. You type that in and it'll pop up, and then you just click on Department Headquarters, Minnesota. And then that'll pop up, and then on there's an icon that says Programs. On there, you would click that. Scouting pops up. You hit Scouting. On there, you can hit, it'll tell you about the program, but then it'll also allow you to download the application for the Scout of the Year. So you just hit Scout of the Year application. That'll pop up, and I did it on my computer, and I just hit print, and it printed out, so I had a copy of it. So that's the first step for a scout to do, is to get that form. Then the next step is obviously to fill the form in, and it's all very self-explanatory what they need to do. Then after they fill that out, they need to contact a local VFW post to be sponsored in the Scout of the Year, because that is the other requirement. A scout has to be sponsored by a VFW post. In that same area where you just hit in for about to get the application, there's also something in there called Find a Post. And you hit that, and it'll list every post in the state of Minnesota. And there's also a district map that'll pop up, because VFW is divided into 9 districts. So depending on what district you're in, then you can look on the other one where it says Find a Post. And like for Eric, he'd look under District 1, and you'll find all the posts that are in District 1. There's 30 VFWs in southeastern Minnesota. All the other ones are represented there also. So then what you do is you take that information and contact that post and tell them you have someone that's interested in the Scout of the Year program, and would their post sponsor you? And and hopefully they'd say, yes, we'll be happy to sponsor you. They may or may not give out a scholarship at the post level. Our post does. And then also at our district level, our district gives out an award. So here's how it works. I get 6 applications from first district. Well, let's say I get one from Eric. Says I got one scout wants to be in it. He'd send me his information, and if that's the only one I have, I just go through and check, make sure he's checked all the boxes, and then that goes to the district chairman, which it just happens to be me for first district. So let's say in first district I get 5 entries. I'd go through those, pick out the best one, and that's the one that would be submitted to the state of Minnesota for that district. So hopefully we would have at least 9, one from each district. In years past here, it's been a little iffy, but COVID had something to do with that too, as far as getting applications out, I think, and getting the program going. But so that's how it works. And then for us, the scout that represents our post, we give them $100. Our district gives them $200, and then they go to the state competition. I have a 3-person board that goes over the 9 entries. Eric has stepped in. I asked him to be part of this board for me. And then I have a veteran who was big into scouting and is also a scout leader. And then another gentleman that's good at doing funding events and stuff like that. So he understands, what a good paper looks like and what's needed. So I have those 3 would judge the 9. And then we pick the winner for the state of Minnesota. And that person, along with the 2nd and 3rd place, are invited to the June convention. It's usually up in the cities. And they would come up there with their parents. It's all paid for. And they would receive their $1,000 for 1st or 2nd or 3rd place. And then that winner is sent to the national headquarters for the VFW, and they take all their entries and they judge and they pick out the award for that. And for first place for the state, for national, it's $3,000, $2,000, and $1,000, I believe, first, second, and third. But I know for sure first place is $3,000. So, and that, even if a scout can get $1,000 out of the state, that goes a long way to help them for school or whatever it is that they want to use it for. It's not really said that there's any criteria how they have to use it, but the idea being it'd be a scholarship for them to continue on. Some of them in years past, I think, have used it for helping out projects that they're doing as a scout. So, at this time in our country, I think it's very important that we support scouting. I think we need to build that character that what the scouts are all about. I think that's something that's very important to not only our city, state, and our country. So that's my motivation for pushing this program forward. And then also, our organization is hurting for memberships. And one of the group that we're trying to reach are these young veterans that right now have kids in scouting and may not be part of the VFW. But if they see that the VFW is active in scouting, they're inclined to join. And we have got members at our post from the scouting program. 2 of the officers, new officers in our post, are Iraq and Afghan veterans. So it kind of did what I wanted to do it from a VFW standpoint. And then also they're very active in supporting Eric in representing our post and first district. So pretty straightforward program. If you just go onto that website, you can pull it up. It's all right there. If you have any problems with anything, you can certainly reach out to Eric, or you can contact me directly. If you have somebody that's having trouble finding a post or anything like that, I want to know about it, and I will help you get in contact with whoever you need to get a scout qualified through a VFW post. So do you guys have any questions?
I do. We actually have quite a few posts that charter individual units. Is that going to be a conflict of interest, or how would that work?
No, I mean, they can charter. I mean, a VFW can charter as many posts as they want to. They only get 1 entry per post. So a post could get, let's say our VFW got 3 entries. We only get to pick the best one and have that one go forward to represent our post at the district level. So as far as there should be no conflict of interest if a post charters more than 1 organization. I would think most of them probably charter 1.
Right. I just wasn't sure if the scout reaches out and connects with the chartering post.
That would certainly be the first post I would contact, because they're all involved in scouting.
Correct. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay.
So I appreciate all of the background on that. It sounds like it's a great work on that one. I know I've had one question. I think you answered it, but I just want to ask it officially. Does it have to go for a regular 4-year school, or can they use it for VOTEC, or does it matter?
They can use it for whatever they want, really. That's why I said there's no caveat saying here's $1,000, use it for whatever. Some have used it for school, some have used it for scouting projects.
Okay.
Or you can give a part of it back to the community.
Okay.
That's what scouts do. They give back to the community, So
thanks.
Yeah. Anybody else?
This is Eric. One of the things that, since I've been working with you, one of the things that I think people should also be aware is kids don't have to wait till they're seniors to apply for the scholarship. And you correct me if I'm wrong. That's the way I think we've talked in the past. So if you have a kid who say he's a 14, 15-year-old Eagle Scout, they can apply for the scholarship anytime.
If they're an Eagle Scout, they're eligible.
Yep. So if they don't get it when they're 14, they can apply again when they're 15, they can apply again when they're 16, they can apply every year. So they don't need to wait till they're a high school senior to apply.
Right. You have to be in high school. That's you can't be in college and doing it. You have to do it by the time you are ready to graduate. So
do you know offhand when the application window is?
I do. The application needs to be to the VFW sponsoring post March 1st. And all that information is on the application. It's for a VFW form, it's pretty good. It has all the deadline dates. So what happens is by March 1st, you get it to the post. By April 1st, the post gets it to district. And then they have 2 weeks to get it to me at the department. And then I have till May 1st to submit it to the national headquarters. So March 1st is the deadline for applications to the post. And it is on the form.
And I did include the links to everything in the chat. I'll also, when I post this recording, I'll also include the links as well, so folks can get those links that Scott's talking
You
about.
can certainly send them my email contact, Eric, info, so they have it. Because my goal actually is, like I said, is to get this program strengthened, up and running, and get it on par with the other program that we have in the state. Because I think the other program is a great program, but it's just a junior or senior writing a paper, doing a speech, and recording it and submitting it. That's the criteria really to win that prize. And when I look at scouting, you got somebody that's been in scouting since maybe 3rd or 4th grade and has been doing all this stuff for 7, 8, 9 years. And, so therefore, I think they're every bit as deserving of our attention and support as the other program. And I believe we'll get there, but like anything, it takes time. But we're moving in the right direction, huh, Eric?
Absolutely, absolutely. And if anybody has any other questions, again, we'll get you Scott's contact information. Otherwise, again, thank you for Scott for taking time out of your day to share some information with our local councils.
And thank you all for joining today. Good luck. Let's get some applications. I'd really like to see the Scout of the Year come out of Minnesota the next year or two. I think it's a goal that we can do, because I know there's some great scouts out there, and we just need to get it. We just need to help them get where they need to be so they can be recognized for this award. So that's my goal.
Oh, we'll definitely see what we can do to help on that one.
All right, Darren. Thank you.
All right.
We good?